Welcome in. Just Kings coming up next.
What up, everyone? Welcome back to a Just Kings podcast after a huge Kings W. It's fired up.
It was a good one. Yeah, Kings finally bounced back, playing a good full 60 minutes like we
I don't know about you,
need them
but
to.
I was just in a better mood.
Oh yeah,
I was happy.
when the Kings win, it puts us in such a better mood. It's kind of crazy how that works. Huh?
Yeah, I just slept like a baby. It was awesome.
Oh yeah. All right, so first point that I think we need to talk about: Alex Iafallo coming back, looking huge on that second goal that they scored with Mikey Anderson. There it was a 1-on-3 puck protection in their zone while we're changing, then gets the tertiary assist on Mikey Anderson's goal, which was also a snipe, by the way. He was on the goal line and he just sniped that top bins. Like, Jesus, I didn't know Mikey had a
Awesome.
shot
Always
like
good to
that.
see Mikey.
Yeah.
Mikey saves his shots for when it's needed.
Oh yeah.
It was always fun to watch him score goals and see how fired up he gets.
I know we made fun of him in our first podcast for not scoring a goal for 43 games, and then he scores 2 in the span of like 8 games or 6 games, something like that. I'm like, okay,
He's on pace for record-setting goals.
He actually tied his top goal count from last season, which was 2, and he has 2 this year.
Wow,
He
he's gonna blow that.
he has 6 in his career.
That's crazy. So we just got to witness history.
He's gonna set history next couple games here. I have a feeling he's gonna get another one.
Hopefully, always good to see Mikey scoring goals.
But yeah, back to Iafallo as well on the penalty kill, puck retrieval. I mean, I know it's one player, but he's a huge guy on our penalty kill, which we've been missing. So it was nice to see him back out there with that.
Yeah, I thought that was so Alex Iafallo of him to just go into the zone and hold the zone until so we could get a fresh change, and he was able to hold possession and just get it back to one of our guys, and something happens out of that. That's awesome. It just kind of sums up how he plays.
Yeah, I just want to point out as well with the line that he had with Kempe and Velarde, being with 2 skill guys like that can both shoot it with his passing abilities. I think that's going to be a really good line for however long that line sticks around for. But
Totally. And I know they didn't do much offensively last game, but they had a presence on the ice, and it was nice to have our top nine forwards just being able to play with each other, and we just had 3 good lines, which is what it takes. That's kind of what, if you look at all these contenders in the league, they all have 3 good lines, and
even
that's kind of where we're going.
Even our fourth line, you could see their identity. They were getting in there, getting hits, getting zone time as well, which was nice to see out of our fourth line. So
It kind of looked like the fourth line from last year.
Yeah. Anything else on Iafallo?
I'm lost.
Okay, moving on.
Um,
Power play lines. So just before we get into it, I'd like to just point out these statistics. 45.2% since November 12th, which is the first highest percentage in the whole NHL in that time. And overall now we're up to 26% and we're in 8th overall, which is
That's
great.
awesome.
And I think that just stems from that Darno line. They found another one yesterday. Arvidsson, that little tap in, which was great. I mean, that line continues to just score on the power play. Might as well just give them the whole 2 minutes. Yeah.
It was a broken play yesterday too, and it just kind of one pass led to another, and next thing you know, we score a goal. I mean,
yeah, the only thing that I was concerned with the power play was Kaliev playing too long, getting an extended shift, being on the top line, and then going on the Danault line for the power play, but it seemed to work out fine. He wasn't looking too bad out there. Yeah.
That definitely raises some, like, not level of concern, but I mean, it's just something to kind of keep your eyes on for the next couple of games, because you can't change up the power play lines at this point. But that is something that we need to watch.
Yeah, especially if I'm going from fourth line minutes to first line minutes, getting an extra 8 minutes on ice, and then plus the power plays. So
totally.
Yeah.
I thought he did a good job though, not looking too gassed. I mean, he looked like his feet were under him the whole game, which is good. He looked like he was ready for it.
Yeah, and even the Kopitar line added in there with Fiala getting a goal on the power play. So I mean, if
it's that little pull and drag.
Yeah, if that Kopitar line can start being consistent on the power play, then we got 2 really good power play lines, which is going to be huge once we get to the postseason. So
totally, and that's what every elite team has. And we're obviously trying to strive for the playoffs and make a run this year and build off what we had last year. And this is one of the big things we wanted to improve on was the power play. And I think it's finally you can see it.
Yeah.
Which I don't know how you feel about it, but it just makes me so
It's
fired
great.
up for what's to come.
But, I mean, last year when we had a power play, we're like, oh, geez, we're going to give up a shorthanded goal. Like, my expectations went from here all the way up to here, like, oh, we're going to score a goal now. Instead of, oh, we're going
Yeah,
to give
it's
up a
like
goal.
when we get a power play, like I'm excited.
Oh, yeah. And then
It's fun.
the flip side of that, going off of what these elite teams have, the penalty kill. Since November 12th, 62.5%, which puts us in 30th place out of 32 teams. And then overall
Can you
now,
clarify on what that percent means?
so every time, 100% would mean that we don't give up any goals on the penalty kill. So that means
Okay.
that 47.5% of the time we're giving up a goal in the last month.
Gosh.
Basically 50% of the time we're giving up a goal.
Okay. So I think you've narrowed it down to one of the main problems.
Yes. And overall now we're down to 72%, which puts us in 26th place, which isn't really much better. But we got to figure that out.
It's been a recent killer.
And part of it, I will say that has been goaltending. I won't completely blame it on our defense, but our defenders have to do a better job. We got to be blocking shots, getting in the lane a little bit better, or being more aggressive before they set it up. Because I mean, you look at the Sharks' power or penalty kill, and they're the top in the league right now. They're super aggressive. You see one guy on the board trying to get the puck, get it out before they get all set up. And once they do get set up, that's when they start giving up their goals. But yeah,
I just feel like our entry sometimes on the penalty kill can be we're allowing them to enter our zone super easily and get set up, and then it's just like, oh, I'm gonna skate over here and they're gonna pass. It's like the other team can be as predictable as it gets, and we're still gonna give up a shorty, or not a shorty. We're gonna give up a power play goal, and I don't know whether it's a mentality. I don't know the concept of certain teams having a good penalty kill and us, because obviously every coach knows that those kind of strategies behind a penalty kill, but I don't know if we're just lacking a mindset or something.
Yeah, I mean,
where it's like, I'm gonna go attack this guy and force him, and don't let them to set it up on us. Like, go attack and make him make a move, make a pass.
Yeah, I know other teams are starting to figure out the Kings suck on the penalty kill. It's no secret anymore. But yesterday they did have two shooters lined up on both sides. I believe it was DeBrincat and maybe Kachuk was the other one, but I'm pretty sure he's a net front presence, so I don't think it was him. But yeah, we need to do a better job. I mean, look at the two goals that we gave up yesterday. They're both on the power play. I know one was late in the game, so it doesn't really matter, but that's just
it's just frustrating. But it's nice to we're in a spot where we can get nitpicky. Defense 5-on-5 was amazing, and I think we'll talk about that later. But if we can narrow down this penalty kill, like just a half of what it's been, like, we're going to be an elite team, and we will start beating the elite teams.
Yeah, it's especially with Iafallo coming back. I think we'll start to see a little rise in that, and that's what I'm expecting from him as well.
I think one of the things I just want to see is, like, instead of just kind of skating around like hesitant, I want to see our guys just, if we're going to mess up, we're going to mess up at full speed and just go attack the guy on the blue line and force him to show his hand. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then going on to our next point, our defenders offensively, I think they did a really good job yesterday.
Oh, yeah. They got us on the board.
Yeah, Roy and Mikey got 2 goals within the first 3 minutes of the game, I believe, and that's just great to see. I mean, especially when on that Iafallo goal, when we had a 4-on-3 with Mikey pinching there. I mean, why not get us that extra attacker down low? As long as we're in the cycle, and as long as we're not leaving one defender out to dry on a 3-on-1 again. I mean,
I thought the cycles were amazing, actually, and it looked like it was just something they had talked about, and they just sent it. They had no hesitation, and they trusted each other to kind of like cycle back, cover for each other. And I thought Matt Roy was like a prime example of, wow, like that was amazing. He just crashed the net, anticipating that rebound, got it, and scored his goal. He earned that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know if you saw the replay in the back. I forget who it was in the back. But the I'm wanting to one of our forwards was that back covering for him, and that was just so nice to see.
On the
Like
Matt
they're
Roy
just
goal.
mhm.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
Kopitar because he passed it over to the other defender, then he circled
So
behind Roy.
yeah, Kopitar just being there. I mean, they looked in sync, and that was an
Mm-hmm.
amazing cycle. And that's what a good team does to you. They're just relentless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, no, I know most of our defenders are normally laid back guys and they like playing on the blue line, like Mikey, Roy, Sean Walker, and Dowdy and Dursey. Normally pinch a lot, but Edler on the sitting back. If we can see the other three start pinching a little bit more on cycles, I think our offense becomes just that much better, and our offense is already
Hmm.
pretty good, so it might make it a little bit better. Let's have a run.
Totally, and it's never a problem to score goals when
Mm-hmm.
and just play that much more aggressive because especially if you have your forwards paying attention and they're back, then you're set.
Mm-hmm.
Kopitar's that guy though. I've been loving Kopi recently. I'm starting to feel his presence, and he
E-
just had a good reads. Some good feeds like always, taking
Ever
shots when he needs to. You know,
ever since the first podcast, you've been high on him, huh? Yeah, I mean, second star yesterday with 3 assists, so he's doing his job out there, being that passer that we need on that top line and on the power play as well.
that's Kopi, man.
All right, on to the next point. Phoenix Copley. And before you say anything, I just want to say I know it's been one game, but geez, he looked calm in net. He had a big body, and it was just such a refresher from seeing after seeing Cowan Quick for so long, them being the more aggressive type of goalie where they're sliding across a lot. They're not really set up as well as Copley was. But I mean, there's only one real shot where Copley had to make a desperation save, and it was his best save of the game. And I mean, I don't know about you, but he could be a good goalie for the rest of the year if he continues this.
I'm. I mean, I'm not. I'm glad I'm not in the spot where I need to decide who starts on Thursday. But I'll tell you some points or kind of some ideas of what I saw from him. I just saw him keeping it simple. Like he just played goalie, didn't try to do too much, made the routine save, which is what we've been lacking recently. And he didn't panic. He was under control. It looked like some of the best advice I've heard when I'm just watching. I was watching a YouTube video was just being where your feet are and being present where you are, and that's exactly what he did.
Mm-hmm.
He was able to make the save right in front of him and then go to the next save. And I thought he did a really good job. He is a pretty big body though.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's the size comparison on him to Quick.
He
I
is
don't know. I just
six
loved
four,
his
and I believe
okay.
Quick is 6 foot or 6'1", so he's a couple inches
Okay.
taller.
Yeah, definitely a little heavier. Um, he just looked good. He did the job.
But yeah, no, I mean both goals coming on the power play or penalty kills, so I mean you can't really get too
Yeah.
mad at him at those. And I
No,
mean,
not at all. Especially
yeah,
after the first goal, I think he made some big saves before that,
mm-hmm.
and then our defense just got gassed
Yeah,
because we couldn't
because
escape the
we couldn't
zone.
clear on that. I know we had like three
Hmm.
clearing attempts and we couldn't get it out,
Yeah,
so that also doesn't help at all.
but he had some pretty big saves, right?
Yeah,
Before that.
yeah, yeah. He was locked down on that power play until they couldn't clear it.
Good for him. That's it's a good problem to have now, where we
Mm-hmm.
have to think about who to start on Thursday versus, hey, Quickie, I know you gave up 4 goals. Go get him, bud. It's like we finally have a problem, and what's his name has to think. But if we don't see him in goal on Thursday, we'll see him Saturday or Sunday because they got back to back, so
Mm-hmm.
it'll be good.
All right, moving on to our standout players, and I am expanding this to for the first point, instead of just player, it's players with an S. Our defenders. In the
Okay.
first time ever that they're a positive in this podcast.
Yeah.
They
Yeah, it was
played
awesome.
good. They blocked shots. I didn't see like complete terrible breakdown except for that one where I forget who it was, but they had an open shot on the left side, but they were on like the goal line, so it wasn't a huge breakdown. We still had the slot area covered by Edler, but I believe Walker got caught up by the blue line and We gave up a 2-on-1 down low. But besides that, I mean, they look pretty solid the whole game.
What a difference a game makes, huh?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we went from giving up multiple chances in the slot to I feel like we limited them to slim to none, which is
Hmm.
awesome. And another one of the big things was they blocked shots.
Yeah.
That's one of the kind of the key points we talked about leading into this game was can we go back to that Edmonton game and play like that? And they did. They answered our question. They played great.
Yeah, I mean I think that's the Kings' identity as of now. We're gonna be a grinding team that's gonna put shots on net. We have a couple skill guys now, and we're gonna block shots. We're gonna make you guys earn it. That's their identity right there. They just gotta stick to it, and
Hmm.
be consistent with it.
We're gonna win every game 5-on-5. What's gonna kill us is the penalty kill,
Hmm.
and if we can control the minimizing penalties, you're gonna see this hockey play some damn good hockey.
Attaboy.
You're gonna see this team play some damn good hockey.
Yeah. All right, on to the next standout player, Victor Arvidsson, coming back with 2 goals, and I was close to throwing him in the standout players for the last couple podcasts, saying that he needs to pick it up, he needs to play better, and this is the Victor Arvidsson that we need. We need him on that second line because I know Danault has a good shot. Trevor Moore will score a couple goals here and there, but Arvidsson
Yeah.
needs to be that guy that's going to score goals on that second line.
He's
And
creative, man.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, you see some of the dangles that he does. He's nasty out there. You just need to be consistent, putting shots
It's
on net.
nonchalant, which is pretty fun. It's like I'm like, oh my god, did he just do that? And he's still going on with the puck. It's pretty fun.
Yeah,
But yeah, what did he get? 2 goals last night.
2 goals on, I believe, 4 shots. I believe it
That
was 4 shots. Yep.
that line looked good, man.
Yeah.
Line looked good.
All right, on to my next standout player. It's not a positive or a negative. I'm kind of just neutral on it. I don't have a real opinion on it, but Arthur Kaliev on the top line for the first time for a whole game. He didn't look amazing, like he took control of the game, but he held his own. Like I didn't see anything negative about his play. I think he's just going to take a little bit to adjust that first line. And if he's going to get moved back down, I think this is a positive thing for him to play against better defenders. And then once he goes back down to the third line, if he does, he'll be playing against that third line and he'll just get that much better from it.
Yeah, I mean, I like the idea of him playing with Kopi, but
Mm-hmm.
you'll have him. The thing that I'm kind of stuck on is you have him who loves to shoot the puck. You have Kopi who loves to dish the puck, which is perfect. But you also have Fiala who always wants the puck. Him and Kopitar always want the puck.
Mm-hmm.
So I think what we need to start doing is just setting him up.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't need to touch the puck until he's in a danger spot. And once he's in that danger spot, you give him the puck and we're going to find some success. But it was one game, so I'd imagine tomorrow night we see him on the first line again.
Mm-hmm.
Why change what works, anyways? But I give him some time. He's definitely one of the key players to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I know with Kopitar and Fiala right now, that's a good pair for him. But I would love to see Kaliev with Byfield eventually. Because, I mean, they played
Mm-hmm.
in the OHL for a while together. They have that chemistry. They know how each other plays. I just bring
I
QB up,
mean,
man. Come
that's
on.
the face of the Kings in the next 5 years.
Byfield, Kaliev, and Velarde. I think they're going to be the top 3
Now
coming
we're in
up.
a problem though because you have Kempe down there with them, and you have
Hmm.
Iafallo. I'm not the GM. I'm glad.
It's a good problem to have, though.
Mhm. Absolutely.
And then last standout player, Sean Dursey. Positive though. I didn't see anything bad. He had one messed up pass, but he recovered from it. So I was like, okay, I'll let that slide. But I mean, didn't see anything where he messed up too bad. So I mean,
You want to hear a fun stat?
would I still like to see Clark in there? Yes, but he did
Yeah,
okay.
I got a good stat. It's Sean Dursey has a 6 game point streak,
Hmm. First time since
longest
Jake
by
Muzzin.
yeah, since what 2018. He's getting it done. He
But
was
yeah,
getting it done.
that's our power play though. 5-on-5. Holy crap! And we're giving him the craziest thing to me is that we're giving him 19 minutes per game. 19, and we're just watching him mess up in the past. This game he was fine, but in the past we're watching him mess up and we're just sending him back out there for another 10 minutes. We're like, "Oh yeah, you're fine. Just go back out there. You'll figure it out."
All right,
That
what's the deal with him playing on his opposite side?
that I don't like either. I think you should let Sean Walker
Yeah, I don't
play
think
on his
Jersey has
offside.
enough experience, dude. He looks uncomfy.
That Oh, I forgot about that backhand clear that he tried and he didn't get it all the way out when he had a minute and a half of room.
Yeah,
Yeah. And that led to a goal, right, on the power play. We couldn't
yeah.
clear on that one.
hmm
Yeah.
So he
Sean
continues to
Dursey.
get it done offensively. Defensively,
Defensively, oh boy.
he's getting better. He's picking it up. We'll see if he can build on a good game.
Yeah, I mean, to your point there, I don't know why we don't have Dursey playing on his strong side and have Walker playing on the offside. I mean,
I mean, yeah,
Walker's a much
yeah,
better defender than him. He should be able to do that offside.
and he can make up for it with some speed.
Mm-hmm.
It's like just let Jersey be comfortable. He's still adjusting to the league, man.
Yeah.
We're still talking about a kid.
Still young, 22, 23, around there. But yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, well, next game coming up tomorrow, Maple Leafs.
4 p.m.
Leafs. 4 p.m. puck drop. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a tough game.
It's a good,
They're playing
great
good,
test.
but I think as long as we play that full 60 minutes, keep that identity together, I think we'll have a good game. And as long as Copley's
Yeah,
in goal, thumbs up from me.
we'll
No, I'm
see.
kidding.
It's a great game to build on, though, for
Yeah,
sure.
I
Keep
honestly
keep
think.
going in the right.
Yeah, I honestly think it's just a coin flip for which one you throw out there. I mean, they're both looking good, so
Yeah.
let's do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be back on the podcast Friday.
Friday, yes, we will be back on Friday, and
Break down
then
the Maple Leaf game.
yep, and I believe Saturday and Sunday as well. We'll throw one out both days for the back to back, or it'll be
Good.
Sunday, Monday. Sorry, Sunday, Monday. But yeah, we will catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for joining us.